Hey guys, it's me, Miss Harvey. I'm glad that you are coming back. We have missed you so much. For those of you who've already had me, you really don't have to listen to this. If you're a new student of mine, or if you're a parent who just has questions on how the class works, this is probably for you. I'm going to share my screen to show you what we do in OneNote in my class. Every class has its own digital notebook. And in the notebook, you have some key areas: a collaboration space, which we rarely use, a content library, which we use all the time, and your own personal student section. I can see all the kids here. You'll only be able to see yourself, which you will use a lot if you are a remote student for me. I'm going to start in this content library. Here's a section called Welcome Back. And it has my digital syllabus. If you come to class, I will give you a not digital syllabus. I wonder why it's not loading. All right, we're going to come back to that. We're going to give it a minute to load. I'm going to go to the chapters right here. Review of pre-algebra is actually the first chapter that we do in 8th grade algebra. And the first thing that you'll see in it is a schedule. So if you come to class, I will hand you a schedule. If you don't come to class, this is where you're going to find out what's going on in class from the schedule. This one is a pre-algebra one. I just took a picture and threw it in here in the wrong notebook. So don't get hung up on that, and it needs the dates changed. But here's how it works. You'll see the day, August 13th. You'll see the section, 1-1, and what we're studying, and then you'll see the homework assignment. I never tell you what your homework is in class. I never write it on the board. I never remind you of homework. I never tell you what it is. I don't spend class time like that. You assume you have homework every night in my class, and then you go to this schedule and you find out what it is. The schedule will have extra information, including when your quizzes and tests are, so that you can plan for studying. So quiz here, test here. The schedule will have a whole testing unit at once, so you can plan out everything to the next test. You'll see extra information on here. We'll talk about it as we go along. One of the things you'll notice is this thing that says WSRQ. That stands for Weekly Spiral Review Quiz, and it's a big part of the class. Every week you'll have an online quiz to take, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. They're going to be 10% of your grade, and they're spiral review, just like they say. They're going back to previous topics and reviewing them. So we'll talk about that when we get to the syllabus. Another thing that you're going to find in these different sections is something called What's on the Test. So these are the objectives for each testing period. I will use these to write the test from, and you can use them for a study guide when you're studying for mastery. Make sure you know how to do everything that you see on there. If I have answer keys that I need to give you because your particular assignment isn't in the book and you can't use the book, then you're going to use these answer keys. The next thing that you're going to find in your class notebook is every day's notes. So if you are absent, you will use the live stream to watch class. If you cannot use the live stream to watch class, say you're at the doctor's office and you want to make up, no problem. I put all my class notes for the entire year in here before we get started. So day 1 class notes, here's an example. This particular one is a fill in the blank set. So I would distribute in class to my in-class kids this basically photocopy with the blanks, and everything that's red on here, they will fill in with me as we go along in class. If you are at home, I will try to put a blank note set in your student section that you could either fill in with a stylus or that you could print on a printer at home to fill in as we go along in class. Basically, if you don't take good notes in class, I want you to get that study skill, but this is your backup. I take good notes, and so you can use my notes to study for your test in case your notes aren't that good. Also, if you're going to do your homework and you're looking at your notes and you say, this doesn't really make sense what I wrote down, you can compare your notes to my notes and see if there is an error in what you wrote, and sometimes get some clarity that way. The other thing that I post in these sections is homework solutions. So every day at the beginning of class is homework review time. And after you turn in your homework to me, I post my solutions. I work all the homework problems myself on my own piece of paper, kind of to judge how much time it takes to do them and how hard they are. And then I will give them to you in OneNote to study from in case your homework isn't that good. You have something solid to study from for a test. Okay, I would like to look at, welcome back. It loaded, yay, okay. So this is my digital syllabus. I'm not gonna read it to you. I'm sure that you can do that yourself. I'm just gonna point out how the grading works. Homework is 40%, tests are 40%, quizzes are 10%, and weekly SPA review quizzes, which are online, are 10%. This seems like a big chunk for homework, and people get nervous about it, but don't be nervous. I don't expect you to know what you're doing on homework. It's part of our learning process, right? You come to class, you think you know what's going on, you go home to do homework, and all of a sudden you don't know what's going on. That's okay. You can get 100 on every homework assignment, even if you never get a single problem right the whole year. The homework grade is based on work ethic. So there are 5 things you need to do to earn 100 on homework, and they don't include getting the answers right. The first thing is you need to copy every problem onto your paper and attempt every problem. In STEM classes in high school and college, this is called the given information. The next thing that you do is you check every problem. And I do not mean that you do all your homework and then at the end you go to the back of the book and you check your answers. I mean, you do a problem, you check a problem. You do a problem, you check a problem. Why? Because if you do an entire assignment incorrectly, you have something messed up in your head and you think you remember how to do it in class, but you're doing them all wrong, you've trained your brain. You've learned to do the problems in a wrong way. Instead of doing that, do a problem and then see if you're right. If you're wrong, you have to intervene. You have to go back and find something in your resources that helps you figure out how to do it the right way. So you look for a similar problem in the book or in your class notes and you follow along step by step and look to see where you made your error. How will you find the answers? They'll be in the back of your book, or they'll be on your schedule or stapled to your schedule or posted in OneNote or stapled to the back of a worksheet. You might have to be creative, but I'm going to give you the answers to your homework problems so you can check. The next step is that you come to class in the morning and you ask about every problem you couldn't figure out on your own, and I work it for you. That doesn't sound too bad. What you're going to do at home is do your work in pencil so I can see what your effort was. In class, you're going to bring a blue pen and you're going to annotate your homework in pen so I can see what you did when you were listening to me. If you copy the correct and complete solution with the steps on your homework paper, even if you didn't understand it at home, I will give you 100% credit because you're doing the steps, you're doing the work to learn, even if you didn't get it during homework. And you're also creating a good study sheet to learn from for the test. Okay, there's a syllabus signature page in here. It needs to be reformatted. It's got some lines going on there, but basically you and your parent read through the syllabus and acknowledge that you understand what's going on. And this will be one of your first grades that you figure out how to go into OneNote and complete this. There's a daily supply list. Obviously, if you're a remote learner, you don't need to have this. And a remote learning page where I'm going to try to put some stuff in there for me and the remote learners, some procedures as they come up, whatever we need to interact with. I'll try to put some stuff in here. I want to talk about these weekly spiral review quizzes. You can read here the explanation of why we do them. It's really made a difference in my classes, not to just learn and then dump the material, but to keep cycling around to it. They're online. You access them through this. So if I wanted to do my first weekly SPA review quiz, I'd click on due August 16th. And it would show me this form. And I could click on the form itself, or I could click on this link to Microsoft Forms, and it will take me to a place where I have a 10-question quiz. So fill it in and submit it. Don't submit it till you check it. And this will be 10% of your grade. At the beginning of the year, it's going to be based on procedures and the syllabus. But once we've tested on some things, then we'll be just looping back around to that math. Here's what I want you to know. I do not expect you to remember off the top of your head everything from the beginning of the year, like every week is a final exam. I want you to think of it more like every week is an open book final exam. Every week you can look at a question and say, I don't remember exactly how to do that. Get out your resources, look for a similar homework problem, look for something in class notes, look for something in your book, follow along and figure out how to do it. It'll be material we've already tested on. If you take a test and you fail a test, this is the #1 reason to ask me if you need help or to do remediation on it, because you might see those same problems cycling around in weekly SPAL review. Weekly SPAL review quizzes are assigned every week, 1 per week. They're due on Sunday nights. So Monday morning when you come in, I can get the analytics on the quiz and I can see, oh my goodness, half of my class missed this question. And then I know it's something that we need to review together as a class. If only 1 or 2 people miss it, I'm going to assume that you can ask me individually. But it helps us to keep going over topics that we might be losing track of during the year. All right, I'm going to peek at my list. Let's see what else I've forgotten. I forgot to tell you about your personal folder. So you'll see your personal folder back down at the bottom, and this will be how you and I trade stuff back and forth if you're a remote student. I'm going to click on Zoe's Chapter 10 online, and I see this page called Homework Page 378. And here's the idea. It's easier for me to grade paper homework, but if you're a remote student, I need to grade your homework online. If I have a lot of remote students, it takes a long time to grade online homework. What's easiest for me is if I make a page that says title, Homework Page 378, and I distribute it to all of you. Then you do the homework, you take a picture of it, you post it on that page. Don't make up your own pages, don't insert your own pages, use mine. And then when I'm ready to grade it, I can undistribute it. I can pull it all back to me and grade all those pages together in one lump. So this is how you're going to send work back to me, and your student section is how I'm going to send blank things to you, worksheets, blank note sets, where you can use a stylus if you have an iPad, which you all do, or you can use your printer and print things, or you can write things on paper if that's what you need to do if you don't have a printer. Okay, I wish you were here, because at this moment I would say, are there any questions? I'm gonna look at my list again. I guess the only other thing I really want to tell you, and I've done this video like 700 times so far, so I kind of forget what I've already said and what I haven't said, but the other thing I want to tell you is this class isn't just about math. And if I've already said this, I can't remember. I've just done this video so many times. It's a lot about study skills. I want to give you a set of study skills to make you successful as you go along. So it's really important to me that you learn how to study, how to master material, how to do homework, how to use your resources. And it's a large portion of this class besides math. I'm going to hold you accountable for working on those study skills this year. I think it's a better gift to give you than even the math. I am really looking forward to this year. I missed you guys. We're going to have lots of house stuff this year. I'm going to try to make it fun. You know me. If you've had me before, I'm throwing candy in class and you're getting cookies. We're going to listen to music. We're going to try to have fun, make fun of ourselves and not other people. I'll see you on Wednesday.